Hello friends, Jay Todd out here on the Las Vegas Strip, all masked up, but heading home. And here's what's happening this week in gambling. Hello friends, Jay Todd back from my vacation and my trip to Las Vegas. More on that in the second half of our program. But first, are you ready for some football? This week's big stories are all about sports betting and the kickoff of the American football season and all the changes that come with that. Not just from the pandemic either. In fact, the first change we'll be discussing is a first ever for the NFL. The Superdome in New Orleans, home of the NFL's Saints, is getting a new name. And while that may not seem newsworthy in and of itself, what may interest you is learning that they're renaming it after a gambling company. Beginning this season, and for the next 20 years, the Saints will be playing in the Caesars Superdome. And while it may be somewhat surprising that the NFL was apparently okay with this, it's what they did next that's the most shocking. Beginning this year, the league has decided to allow sports betting advertisements to run during their games, although there will be some limitations in place on how many ads can be shown. They will allow one advertisement during the pregame, another one advertisement at halftime, and an additional one advertisement to run during each of the four quarters, for a grand total of six per game. Of course, no show about the upcoming changes to the NFL this year would be complete without discussing that little bastard COVID-19. And while we do primarily focus on the gambling news, we thought you might like to know what the NFL's policy is for attending games. Now, each state has their own rules when it comes to large gatherings, but the NFL has issued some rules of their own. Actually, if you read them, they're more like guidelines than rules. And if you want to be completely honest, they're more like suggestions than guidelines. Basically, the league is putting us all on the honor system. The Fan Health Promise posted on their website suggests that if you have COVID-19, you should probably stay home and not attend a game. They also say that if you have symptoms of COVID-19 or think you might be coming down with the virus or have been around people who have coronavirus or think you might have known someone in grade school that had the virus, then you should probably stay home. And we're all gonna pinky swear to act responsibly, all right? I don't know about you guys, but I feel better now.
This Week in Gambling has been made possible by Online Casino City, your guide to excitement with over 3,000 independent online casino reviews. Visit online.casinocity.com.
The Main Street Station Casino down on Fremont Street will officially reopen this week after being closed for the pandemic since March of last year. They will welcome guests back beginning September the 8th, and not a moment too soon, may I add. This week's game review is for the Prism of Gems online slot from our friends at Play and Go, with cascading reels and symbols that can split. It comes with up to 3,087 pay lines. You can find this review and hundreds more when you visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Finally this week, as you know, I've just returned from my summer vacation where I spent a few days in Las Vegas, just checking things out and seeing what was new and different as we come out of the pandemic. The first thing I noticed is that there were advertisements for marijuana everywhere. Not that you need them, because you can smell it. The second thing I noticed is that Journey will be playing a concert at the brand new Virgin Hotel and Casino. Also, cab rides to and from the airport are now a flat rate and not on the meter. So, no more getting screwed. And speaking of getting screwed, yes, there are still prostitutes working the Las Vegas Strip, soliciting individuals right in front of the hotels. Please don't ask me how I know this, but no, they were not wearing masks. You know, you gotta display the merchandise. I do wonder, however, if any hookers will show up next month for the Journey concert, you know, because it's at the Virgin. Could be a conflict of interest. Or is that more of an occupational hazard?
This has been a FilmWaves presentation.